The time is now 7:01, and welcome back to the June 27, 2024 Prince George's County Board of Education meeting. Before we continue, I would like to remind everyone to ensure that their wireless communication devices are turned off to avoid any technical interference with the microphones and taping of the meeting. To hear the meeting interpreted live in Spanish, a call-in line has been established for the community. The number to call is 508-924-5155. Board Member Madeline Acelia Frazier, please make this announcement in Spanish.
Buenas noches. Se ha establecido una línea telefónica para que la comunidad pueda llamar y tenga acceso a interpretación en español en vivo. El número a llamar es el 508-924-5155. Repito, el número a llamar es el 508-924-5155.
Thank you so much. For those who are not able to observe now, the meeting is being recorded and can be accessed on the Prince George's County YouTube channel for later viewing. Lastly, for recording purposes, I would also like to remind all board members to turn on their microphones when speaking. At this time, we will have the board prayer by Board Member Jonathan Briggs and Pledge of Allegiance.
Please bow your heads. O God, we pray to administer that which is just in all educational policies, being ever mindful of your guidance, steer us to action with love, wisdom, and understanding. Amen.
Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Ms. Adeline, please call the roll.
Mrs. Adams Stafford.
Present.
Ms. Booth Estrada.
Present.
Mr. Briggs.
Present.
Dr. Harris.
Present.
Mr. Jackson.
Here.
Mrs. Frazier.
Present.
Dr. J. Miller. Dr. Z. Miller.
Present.
Mr. Murray. Mrs. Rout.
Present.
Ms. Walker.
Present.
Ms. Rivera Forbes.
Present.
Mrs. Vickensberry.
Present. With 9 members present, we have a quorum. At this time, we will have the adoption of the open session agenda as amended. Please be advised that the transportation updates are current and have been removed from the agenda. A status update will be given at all board meetings in August. The motion is to approve the June 27, 2024 Prince George's County Board of Education meeting agenda as amended.
Second. Lolita Walker.
It has been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Ms. Adeline, please call the roll.
Mrs. Adams Stafford.
Aye.
Ms. Booth Estrada.
Aye.
Mr. Briggs.
Aye.
Dr. Harris.
Aye.
Mr. Jackson. Mrs. Frazier.
Aye.
Dr. J. Miller. Dr. Z. Miller.
Aye.
Mrs. Rout. Ms. Walker.
Aye.
Ms. Rivera Forbes.
Aye.
Mrs. Vickensberry.
Aye. With 10 members, the agenda is adopted. The motion is to approve the June 13, 2024 Prince George's County Board of Education meeting minutes.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Ms. Adeline, please take a roll call vote.
Mrs. Adams Stafford.
Aye.
Ms. Booth Estrada.
Aye.
Mr. Briggs.
Aye.
Dr. Harris.
Aye.
Mr. Jackson. Mrs. Frazier.
Aye.
Dr. J. Miller. Dr. Z. Miller.
Aye.
Mrs. Rout. Ms. Walker.
Aye.
Ms. Rivera Forbes.
Aye.
Mrs. Vickensberry.
Aye. With 10 votes in the affirmative, the motion carries to adopt the agenda. At this time, we will have the news break. We will watch Heroes in the Making.
Family pride filled the auditorium at Charles Herbert Flowers High School recently as 17 seniors were recognized for completing a 2-year course in firefighting. Is it everything you hoped for?
It definitely is. And more.
How so?
Because I like working out, I like being disciplined, I like learning new things and putting myself in new experiences. And this is exactly what that program is, learning new skills, being disciplined, and just hard working.
And you could be the difference in someone's life. You could save lives here. Do you feel that responsibility?
Yes, sir. And that's a responsibility that I want to.
Did you know what you were getting into?
I won't say I knew fully. I had an idea, but I wanted to do it. I felt like all my life, I feel like God's been telling me you gotta help people. It's reiterated in the Bible over and over and over again, and you know what I'm saying, I want to make the Lord proud, help people out.
Beginning of last year, when the program started, I came in not being able to do like one push-up. I was not physically fit, but coming up to the end of the school year or this program, I'm capable enough where I feel like I can keep up. I can do a couple push-ups, and I'm even starting my fitness journey myself. You know, going home and trying to maintain my shape and always get better as you should in life.
When they come in, they feel like they're feeling overwhelmed, which is normal and it's okay. And we let them know that, but we also let them know that their mind is stronger than their body, and their will to push through the hard times will make them a better person in the long run.
So it's a 2-year program. It's a career and technical education program. The students come from across the county, so we have 2 programs. One at Gwynn Park services our students from the south, and the program at Charles Herbert Flowers services those students from the north.
Even the cadets who don't immediately join the Prince George's County Fire Department eventually discover the siren call of duty and service irresistible. What's the next step?
So I got a few steps. So one of my steps would be going to college. I recently got into Howard University on a scholarship, but I also want to enter the Prince George's Fire EMS department and hopefully become a technician, but we'll see which one comes first.
It's a phenomenal program, been going on 11 years. We have the opportunity to hire over 30 cadets into our fire and EMS department, and that's just what we've hired on the career side. There's numerous others that are volunteering in our community, and again, we're reaching out every day to try to get more of them into our program. We love this program. It's homegrown talent, and that's what we're about.
I can tell you love them.
I do. I do. And the thing is, I watch them grow. So, you know, when they first start, they're a little apprehensive, they're a little nervous, and you watch them grow and develop. And this program just really builds that character, so we really enjoy it.
Congratulations and thanks to all Prince George's County's heroes in the making.
Thank you, Chief Patel and the Communications Department for that great presentation. At this time, I yield the floor to Vice Chair Walker.
Thank you so much. Today, June 27th, 2024, marks the last board meeting for 4 of our amazing colleagues. In case you don't see these amazing balloons and gifts around, please take a look because we are excited to really recognize them at this time. Over the years, these 4 board members, our chair, Judy Mickens-Murray, our former chair, Dr. Juanita Miller, Ms. Jocelyn Rout, and our student of the board, Rain Rivera Forbes, we simply want to say thank you. Over the years, you have been encouraging, you have supported our staff, our families, our students, our communities, and you work diligently to really fulfill the mission of Prince George's County Public Schools, and we sincerely say thank you. So colleagues, before we give our official gifts, I'd love to open it up to any board member who would like to give any words that they have for our 4 that's leaving tonight. And while you think about that, not to worry, because we have a video that we want to show right now. Thank you so much.
Hi PGCPS students, my name is Rain Rivera Forbes and I'm honored to be the 43rd student member of the Prince George's County Board of Education, also frequently known as SMILE. I'm currently a senior at Duval High School and I have the privilege of representing all 131,000 PGCPS students.
To my colleagues, I want to say thank you. I I appreciate the confidence that you have given me, and I promise you moving forward, we will become a board of distinction with your help. So thank you guys so very much.
Tonight, the unsung partner for Prince George's County Public Schools Board of Education is Mrs. Mary Hopkins Navy, who is a dedicated community servant whose passion for making a difference has shaped her adult life.
I hope that the folks in this room and our community can see that this board is committed to bringing home resources for our children.
And this is the innovation that I know that our school system will be able to continue to do. We saw, we heard from our community, and we figured out how to fit in a need. And that's amazing, right? And I just would like to also thank our parents who advocated and who were partners in championing the needs of a Bowie community.
Our chair of the board, Judy Mickens Murray. Let us know, what is going to be the legacy of Judy?
I hope that the legacy for me will be similar to the first time that I was on the board. When you come back to any organization, when you've been gone for 10, 12 years, and folks say to you, we're still doing some of the stuff that you put in place, or some of the stuff that you started, that's a tribute to something that will stand the test of time. And every decision that I make, I look at, will it withstand the test of time? Because time goes on. We will move on. We will move on. But there will be life in this system after we move on. So my goal is to try as best I can to lay a foundation that others can build upon. And because you had confidence in me and voted me to be chair of this board, one legacy is, I hope you never regret that decision.
People will say that I was a change agent, a fighter for right and for people's rights. And when I say people's rights, we always have to think about professionals, our non-professionals, our employees. And I have advocated for our employees as for our staff, our board staff. Sonia mentioned earlier, we created the Unsung. And I always want to remember that we brought in youth, we brought in adults. But the one youth that we brought in is now, he has published 2 cookbooks nationally. And he's a Prince Georgian. So those are the kinds of things that I think everyone will say that I have demonstrated true leadership in terms of operations, in terms of collaborating, in terms of policy and legislation. So I just think that will be my legacy.
So, for me, this is a little personal. It's personal because I am embedding leadership skills into my children, and they see through my work. And so just to get them involved, that's my legacy.
First and foremost, I just want to say thank you for your service. It is an honor to be able to stand next to you as we take on the challenges of education in our school system. It's a blessing to be able to call you colleagues and friends. I love you all. Thank you for always receiving my texts or calls in the middle of the days or late at night or early in the morning in order for us to figure out how we're going to position ourselves to get things done. Thank you for always being available and putting up with this guy yelling during texts and call me virtual meetings. Just thank you for just always being available to me, and I know that whatever the next chapter is in life, you will bring the same amount of fervor and energy to the next chapter in life, and I'm sure that you will do exceedingly and abundantly well. So I just want to say thank you again, and I love you all, and until next time.
Hello, student member of the board Rivera Forbes, board member Miller, board member Mickens Murray, and board member Rout. I just want to say thank you. I'm out here in the sun. I love the sun. But I also wanted to share that each one of you brought a unique ray of light to the board. Your contributions, individually and collectively, made an indelible mark to the students in Prince George's County Public Schools. For that, we are grateful. Please know that it was a pleasure serving with you. Please know that you will be missed. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And from the District 5 family, I want to say thank you and continue to let your light shine.
Dear Juanita, Jocelyn, Judy, and Rain, as you conclude your term on our school board, I want to extend a District 8 heartfelt thank you for your dedication and service. Your commitment to our students and community have been truly commendable. Juanita, your guidance, encouragement, and support will never be forgotten. Thank you for the reminder that my voice as a Latina matters. Jocelyn, your tenacity has been a source of inspiration. Thank you, Judy, for your leadership during the period of transition. And Rain, you're such a gift. Thank you for the reminder that we're here to serve our scholars. Thank you for all of you for your hard work. I wish you all the best. Your future endeavors may be great, and keep making us Prince George's proud.
Colleagues Mickens Murray, Rivera Forbes, Rout, and Miller. On behalf of District 3 students, parents, and school communities, I bring thanks. Your commitment and leadership was felt every day of your service. And on behalf of all of District 3, again, thank you. And thank you for always making us PGCPS proud.
Board Chair Mickens Murray, Dr. Juanita Miller, Board Member Rout, and the Rain Rivera Forbes, allow me to take a moment to express my most sincere gratitude. Thank you so much for the countless hours that you provided in service on behalf of our PGCPS scholars. Thank you for your passion, your advocacy, and your accountability partnership. Each and every one of you brought so much good to this board, and we will use it to spur us further along in our journey of providing excellent education opportunities to our students.
Hey there, I just wanted to say thank you so much for your passion, your commitment, your perseverance, and your dedication to the scholars of Prince George's County, your ideas, your amendments, your frustrations, your joys, your laughs, all of it has not gone unnoticed. And as we continue forward as a board, your legacy and your footprints will definitely be left in the sand. And for that, I simply wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much for the time that you served on the Board of Education for Prince George's County.
Good evening, board members. As your tenure on the Prince George's County School Board comes to an end, I wanted to extend my heartfelt gratitude for your dedication and service, and quite frankly, your unwavering commitment to our community. Your hard work and your passion have really made a significant impact not only on our schools, but also the students and families in our community. Throughout your time on the school board, you've really navigated a number of major challenges, but also celebrated a number of successes as well. Your contributions have helped really shape the future of our educational system, ensuring that every student has the opportunity to thrive and succeed. Quite frankly, we just want to thank you for your countless hours of service, your thoughtful decisions, and your steadfast advocacy for the insurance of quality for our students. Your legacy will continue to inspire and guide as we move forward. Here's to wishing you all the best in all of your future endeavors. Thank you.
Hi everyone, it is Delegate Nicole Williams from District 22, Chair of the Prince George's County House Delegation. I just wanted to stop by and say thank you to all of the members this Thursday who this is your last board meeting. So first I just wanted to say thank you. Just thank you so much for everything that you have brought to the Board of Education, your wisdom, your expertise, your knowledge, opinions. Because of you, our school system is better. And so for that, I do say thank you. Rain, our student board member, who is also my constituent, as your delegate. I am so proud of you. I am just looking so forward to all of the amazing things that you will do in the future. Dr. Juanita Miller, who has been a mentor to me in so many different ways. Thank you for all of your institutional knowledge and wisdom and everything else. To Jocelyn Rout, who is just always a ray of sunshine, and I think the internal optimist on the board. Thank you for everything. And last but not least, Chair Judy Mickens-Murray, from one chair to another. And it's been a pleasure working with you this past year and my first year as chair of the delegation. And so I just want to thank you all so much for all of your service. You will be missed, but I know you will not be far away, because I'm sure we will see each other again, and you will continue to do great things for Prince George's County. Thank you.
Thank you so much to all of you who have spent so much time and energy trying to make our school system the best that it can be. Thank you to Rain Rivera, our student board member, to Dr. Judy Mickens-Murray, Dr. Miller, and the council school board member, Jocelyn Rout. We really appreciate your service, and we look forward to the new ways you find to contribute to our school system and to our county.
Hello. It's Michael Jackson, Senator from District 27, also your current chair of the Prince George's Senate delegation. Thank you for allowing me to be a partner with you in our duty to be of service to our school system. And I know as you move on to the next step that you are going to continue to do the same. I will always be your partner. Thank you very much for the honor of serving with you.
On behalf of the Board of Education office, we would like to say goodbye to 4 of our dear board members: Rain Rivera Forbes, Mrs. Jocelyn Rout, Dr. Juanita Miller, and Mrs. Judy Mickens-Murray. The impact of your passionate advocacy for students, staff, and families of the Prince George's County Public Schools community will be felt for years to come. We wish you much success in all of your future endeavors, even if that means rest and relaxation. Thank you for your service.
It's not my turn yet, girl. All right, thank you. Well, I did want to just say thank you to Wesley Oliver. He's not here tonight, but of Dreams Alive Production, who turned that around so quickly. I'm just so thankful for that. I just want to give a clap one more time. I know, but we haven't even turned on. All right, so I am going to sit in this seat while we say something to our 4. We do have a couple of lights right here, and so let's get started with Dr. Z. Miller.
I don't know where to begin, but I know we have a long night ahead, but we would be remiss if we didn't just take the time to publicly acknowledge all of the work that the 4 of you have done. So I'll start with Board Member Jocelyn Rout. You came here in the summer and rolled up your sleeves and got right to work. I really admire your passion for reminding us that parents are key stakeholders in this work. I also admire the passion that you had, and it was said earlier, with students with special needs and really advocating, fiercely advocating for them. I want to say thank you. We know this is not the end. We'll be continuing to work together, so thank you for your service. To student member of the board, this Rain Rivera Forbes, there isn't enough that I can say to thank you for what you have done in terms of keeping our eye on what is the most important reason for why we sit here. There's not one time that you sat on this dais, on a Zoom call, in the back, on a phone call, that you did not remind us, this is what the students think. I represent the students. You are a clear, strong, fearless advocate for students. You are very intentional. You are courageous, and you are dedicated. Keep that up as you go forward, and know that you can count on me for whatever you need, because your future is bright, brighter than you can ever imagine. To Board Chair Mickens Murray, I just want to say thank you for your service. I know many times we would sit and talk about, you are a chair of what I would say processes. You like processes, and we'd go back and forth about those processes. I know sometimes I would get on your nerves, but I thank you for taking my calls every hour and going back and forth. Thank you for serving in the role of chair, and thank you for getting us to this point. To my namesake, Dr. Miller. I was sworn in on a Tuesday. I had to come to the board on a Thursday. I can't imagine anybody who would pick up the phone and say, I want to make sure that you're prepared before you sit on that seat. I didn't know what I was going to do. You picked up the phone and you called and you showed me where the board docs were, where everything was, so that when I came and sat on this seat on the first day, I was well prepared. But not only that, your mentorship, sometimes it was encouragement, but what I valued the most is the days that you would actually, I didn't have to worry what you were thinking. If there was something that I could do better, I knew. But you didn't just leave it at just saying what went wrong. You gave me the extra push of, this is how you can do it differently. Sometimes it was painful, but it was well worth it. So I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for your mentorship, for your strength, and for your courage. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Board Member Adam Stafford.
All right, thank you so much. I wanted to just thank each and every one of you for your service. Each of you have been a true advocate and voice for our students. Dr. Miller, I want to thank you so much for really helping us to stay grounded in our community and thinking about how we can elevate the status of Prince George's County Public Schools by highlighting our unsung heroes. I certainly learned a lot from that component of our board meetings, and it really helped us to stay connected and grounded. Also, thank you for being such an advocate for the board at the legislative level and really using your years of experience to help us to make the connections we need to advance policies that support students. Thank you so much. Rain, I want to thank you for just all of your collaboration on how to better serve our students. We worked together this year on the college application workshop, which was very well attended, the best that we've had so far, and I definitely attribute that to your advocacy and your spreading the word about the importance of college application. And so thank you so much for being a leader. And as our first student board member to vote on the budget, it's been a pleasure to serve with you on the OBAFA committee, and you really set the standards high for all of the student board members to follow. Jocelyn Rout, I wanted to just thank you so much for being such a fierce advocate for mental health in our community. Through your advocacy, this year we've been able to expand through budget amendments, mental health first aid for students throughout this county. And also, we're able to actually finally, after many years, enact the Disability Issues Advisory Board, which is going to be a very, very crucial step in us providing the oversight that we need over our special education programs. And so I thank you so much for your advocacy and your focus. And to Ms. Judy Mickens Murray, Chair Judy Mickens Murray, thank you so much for helping to unite our board around professionalism by really helping us to stick to a professional development calendar and providing leadership in that way. And then also helping us to pass important amendments, such as allowing our students to work with our IT department to repair computers over the summer. That was such an amazing contribution that you've made that I'm hoping that partnership will last for years to come. Thank you personally just for all of your advice and support, and I wish all of you the best of luck going forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Moving on to Dr. Harris.
Great, thank you for this time. And to my colleagues that are departing us tonight, you will truly be missed. To Ms. Jocelyn Rao, again, thank you for your passion when it comes to mental health work, when it comes to the parent voice and parent advocacy on the board. That does not go unseen or unheard, and you will sorely be missed for that. Dr. Miller, thank you for your legislative knowledge. Thank you for being someone we can bounce ideas off of. Thank you for your leadership on the board, as well as the historical value of the board and what it brings. Chair Mickens-Murray, thank you also for your historical knowledge on the board, your leadership, your guidance, how you've helped to steer this board over the course of the past year. Again, you will also be missed during your time, but I will be remiss if I didn't say that. And finally, Rain Rivera-Forbes, thank you for being a dynamic voice for our students. Thank you for everything you've done for students while on the board. Thank you for touring the culinary department and cooking with our students. That was one of the fondest memories I have. And so you all will, again, truly be missed. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Board Member Briggs.
Thank you so much, Vice Chair Walker. I first want to start by just saying thank you for your service to all of our appointees, because you could have chosen to do so many other things with your time, particularly for those who are retired. I can imagine that sitting at home watching your favorite show or whatever it may be would be a better alternative than being here. Not to say that we're not doing amazing work. I would do that. Regardless, I want to start with Chair Judy Mickens-Murray, because I think that if dynamic were a person, I think you would be that. You have done such a phenomenal job this year. I think you are so thoughtful, so kind, so strategic, and I think you brought your years of experience to this role, and it's necessary. And I think when you think about public service, when you think about giving back, you think about a person who can contribute their all. And I can't think of a time where I've been in community and conversation with you and you haven't brought the full just breadth of who you are. And so I really, really want to thank you for taking that dedication. And I think your legacy will be remembered for many years to come, as you have hoped, and I'm looking forward to continuing to work together. I want to go to Vice Chair of the Policy and Governance Committee, Rain Rivera-Forbes, student member of the board. Felt like it was yesterday that you joined us, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. I'm sure you've got some stripes along the way, learned some things. But I think what I've seen from you is just phenomenal, not only phenomenal growth, but I think you started off phenomenal. You've kind of kept it consistent throughout the process. You are brilliant. I hope you know that. You bring so much expertise, and I've talked to so many adults who are like, I don't think I was doing that when I was her age. Like, how does she know this? How, I mean, truly, you should just take that in, and then not to, puff yourself up or anything, but I think to know that the person that you show up as is seen and it is appreciated. And I think that you really do stand as a role model for so many of your peers. And I hope that you continue to bring all of that expertise and all of that experience and all of that excitement about whatever it is you want to do, whether it's law school or whatever those next steps are to that next chapter. And know that, as many have said, I'm here to support, here to offer up any type of resource that I can. So that's there. I'm going to go to the former chair of the board, Juanita Miller, Dr. Miller, who the first day I think of you kind of vibing with my parents when they were here for like that 1 or 2 days for our signing in, swearing in, and they loved you. And I think from there I knew that I was not going to get on your bad side, because my mom was going to ask me, how's that sweet lady doing? And I would have to say, well, and whatever it was. So I really appreciate you bringing, just I think so much to the school system. All the years of experience is not underappreciated. I think being an educator is in itself an act of service. Anyone who's done it knows that it takes so much commitment, dedication, sacrifice, patience, and a lot of times you don't get much from it, especially compensation, pay. right? But you're here because you care. And so I think that that's the thing. And you're going on to do other things in public office, and it's appreciated. But I just hope that you also stay in touch and keep connected with the board for all your contributions. And then finally, my chair peer here, Mrs. Rout, who is just really a bottle of energy and experience and expertise. I want to say to you, thank you for your service as well. I think when we first met, it was at Mako, and you were just you were you, and that means a lot of energy and excitement. But I think over the months and up to this year, I think brilliant also. You bring so much expertise, and I hope that whatever it is that you're going to do next, that you continue to serve, because I do think you bring a lot to the role, and I think we need your voice, we need your expertise and experience. And it should just not go without saying that every person that signs up for a public office doesn't bring authenticity, doesn't bring expertise. And so when we get good people who do, I just hope that even when you don't hear from the community, that you continue to pursue that path, whatever it may look like for you. So thank you.
This is so great. I hope all of you all are receiving all of this amazing kudos for your work thus far. Board Member Jackson.
Thank you. Slide over here a little bit. So I wrote some down because I had so many thoughts that come to mind, but I'm gonna be brief. First, I want to start with Dr. Miller. I've been knowing Dr. Miller since I was 21 years old, when I was a little pup at the county council, and she was always a leader in the community as I was growing up. And one thing that I learned from her is she's a fighter. And no matter what she faces, she's a fighter. And I've learned that from her is that when you have something to say, you gotta say it. You can't let anybody silence your voice, and you're a fighter. And I learned that lesson from you, and I will always keep that with me until the day I die. With Rain, our SMOB, I think 20 years from now, you'll be the president of the United States. But one thing I would like to say is that whenever I'm in the community and I hear people talking bad about this generation coming up, you're always the person I can point to. And I say, have you considered this person? Do you know what she's doing? Do you know some of the accolades that you've accomplished? And I'm always eager to tell people about, the little bit I do know about your story and how you overcame challenges to be the great student that you are. So you definitely give a lot of light and hope to this generation. So I just want to say thank you for being who you are, and I'm looking forward to great things from you for sure. Jocelyn, with board member Rout, I want to say I'm just so thankful for your energy and passion, and I think a lot of people have mentioned this tonight. And one of the things that I've really learned from you is the freedom in being who I am and my authenticity. I believe that you show up as who you are, no matter where you are, and there's a freedom in that, and I've learned that from you, and I'm thankful for that lesson that I've learned from you, and I appreciate that in you for sure. And thanks for always being an advocate for our children and fighting for our kids. I think that you've displayed at a high level your passion for fighting for our kids, man. I'm just so thankful for you. And finally, Judy, I just want to say your resiliency is just remarkable. No matter what was thrown at you, we went through a lot of challenges, but you always remain professional, and you always stay even-handed, and I think you handle everything with so much grace. And I'm just thankful for the virtues that you presented, representing this board to the public, and we can look at you as an example on how to lead going forward. And I just want to say thank you for your service. That's it.
Thank you so much, board members. As we continue to thanks, I'm just going to walk around because we have a couple of awards that we would like to give out tonight. But before that, Ms. Rout, is that you? Did you hit your, Would you like to chat? No? Okay, let's go. Yeah, when we get the. Please continue. We would love to hear. We can do that before the awards. I just, I like tears. I'm trying to get it out of you guys. So let's do some awards. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Testing, 1, 2, 3. All right. So the party isn't over. We're so excited to be able to continue to recognize our 4 award recipients for your tireless efforts right here for the Board of Education. From those that's looking on and those that's in the room, we just simply want to say thank you. So our first award recipient is our student member of the board. If you would come forward, please. Yeah, thank you so much, support. So if you would just hold this up for us. Our student member of the board joined us last year in 2023. It felt like just yesterday. Ms. Rivera Forbes, one of the things that I would love to say to you directly, I said it in the back, but you are truly an advocate for students. What you all don't see sometimes is Rain checking us on the student's voice. I want you to make sure you hear. And from a student's perspective, I want them to know that you have worked tirelessly with them in mind. The efforts that you've made, the partnerships on the board with the excellence that you've executed inside of the community, we simply want to say thank you. So from us to you, this is an award that's directly for you, and I'll read it. Rain Award of Recognition presented to Rain Rivera Forbes, student member of the board, July 2023 through June 2024. In recognition of your outstanding leadership as student member of the board, your tireless efforts have helped to strengthen the spirits of the students across Prince George's County and heighten advocacy efforts for public education across the entire state of Maryland. We are extremely proud of your work and your dedication to the mission of Prince George's County Board of Education. Respectfully, Judy Mickens Murray, Board Chair, Lolita E. Walker, Vice Chair, Prince George's County Board of Education, Prince George's County Public Schools. This is presented to you on June 27th, 2024. Thank you for your service. Don't go. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, we're going to keep on going. But don't go too far because you're going to have a special presentation from the superintendent. Our next award recipient is our former board chair, Dr. Juanita Miller. Come on down. Woo! All right. We've got to get the fancy. I love it. Thank you, thank you. Dr. Miller, you want a tissue? No? Okay. Dr. Miller, oh my goodness. Do I need a tissue? All right. You are a strong pillar. I had to write this down because I knew. You are resilient. You are a resilient bounce back. You're a dedicated servant who is honest and to the point, even if I don't want to hear it. But you absolutely share what it is on your mind based on your experience, and for that, you will be sorely missed. Dr. Miller is an at-large member of the board since 2021 and served as board chair from 2021 through 2023. You are recognized for your honesty, your unwavering commitment, and she's also a proud resident of District 9. You know, I always have to add in District 9. So for that, we want to read to you your plaque. Dr. Miller, Award for Distinguished Public Service presented to Dr. Juanita Miller in recognition of your tireless efforts and unwavering support of students, staff, and residents of Prince George's County. Your commitment to empowering students and their parents through equitable access to quality instruction and opportunities will continue to remain a shining example for other future visionaries to follow. At-large member 2021 through 2024, Board Chair 2021 through 2023, Prince George's County Board of Education, presented June 27th, 2024. Congratulations. And thank you. All right, our next award is for our board member, Jocelyn Rout. Come on down. Woo. I had to write it too. When we think of Jocelyn, when I think of you, Ms. Rout, I think of being an amazing advocate for mental health and special needs. I think of you as the parent advocate. Not only do I think of you, you say it. You start everything you start with is, as a parent advocate, I am here to say. And that right there stands on the foundation of who it is that you are at heart and who it is that we know you will be as you continue to come here for comments and making sure that you hold us accountable for what we have committed to for mental health space, special needs space, and the parental space. So for that, I want to say thank you. Ms. Rout is being recognized tonight for her tireless efforts and unwavering support for her students, staff, residents of Prince George's County. And we are just so excited that we had this small time with you to be able to give such a big impact. So for that, we say thank you. All right, your award reads, Award for Distinguished Public Service, presented to Jocelyn Rout, at-large member, July 2023 through June 2024, in recognition of your tireless efforts and unwavering support of students, staff, and residents of Prince George's County. Your commitment to empowering students and their parents through equitable access to quality instruction and opportunities will continue to remain a shining example for other future visionaries that follow. Judy Mickens Murray, Board Chair. Lolita E. Walker, Vice Chair. Prince George's County Board of Education, presented to you June 27th, 2024. Thank you. Excellent, excellent. And then let's have our current chair, Judy Mickens Murray, please. Oh, Chair Judy Mickens Murray, thank you so much for your dedication, your clear passion for leadership, and to ensure that our board was heading in the right direction. Through transition, you've stayed fast, you've held on your foundation, and for that, we simply say thank you. I want to thank you for your leadership, your passion, which is evident because you started your tenure with the board in 2002. You had a brief break in service, and then, in case you all didn't know, she then came back to the board as an at-large member beginning in 2021. Talk about dedication, talk about commitment, talk about owning your yes. And then you were elected chair from your peers in 2023. You're being recognized for your long-term, tireless advocacy for the rights of children, of parents, and of gaining access to quality education in Prince George's County. And for that, we say thank you. And I will read yours. This is the award for Distinguished Public Service presented to Judy Mickens Murray in recognition of your tireless efforts and unwavering support of students, staff, and residents of Prince George's County. Your commitment to empowering students and their parents through equitable access to quality instruction and opportunities will continue to remain a shining example for other future visionaries to follow. At-large member 2002 and 2021 through 2024, Board Chair 2023 through 2024, Prince George's County Board of Education, presented to you on June 27th, 2024. You're welcome, you're welcome. And it doesn't stop there,
And
because
before you guys-
you have one more amazing plaque. Oh, I'm sorry. Amazing plaque. And this is a gavel that's being presented to Judy Mickens Murray, Chair 2023 through 2024. It reads, A Champion for Children, Prince George's County.
Excellent.
I'm going to cry. I was trying not to cry, but thank
It's
you
my
so
goal,
much.
it's my goal.
You succeeded.
And while I have the collective group before you all move, I just want to, from the administration and the entire organization, extend our heartfelt gratitude for your work, your dedication, your service. It's been invaluable in terms of the contributions that you provided for this community. So when I think about your contributions, I think about what a rose is. And a rose is a symbolic
has symbolic meaning around love. It has a bloom in reference to what it brings in terms of its beauty. And your work has been just that. So from the administration, we'd like to present each of you a vase of roses for the work and the love that you have brought our community and brought our children. Thank you very much.
We're going to take a group picture, please. We're going to take one with the Board of Education and one with all of our colleagues with the staff as well.
And now we'd love to hear remarks from the famous four who are leaving us tonight and have given so much impact. We're going to get started with Ms. Jocelyn Rout. Thank you.
Thank you so much. My kids will be giving you a little something that goes with my speech. Good evening, distinguished colleagues, PGCPS staff, esteemed parents, and beloved students. As my term comes to an end, I sit here before you with a heart full of gratitude and pride. It's been an honor to serve the Prince George's County Public Schools community, and I'm deeply appreciative of the trust and support that you've shown me during my tenure on the Board of Education. My time on this board has been a little challenging, to say the least, but so rewarding. I'm proud to say that every vote I took, every email I responded to, every program I attended, and every motion I put forth centered around the unwavering principle that the needs of our scholars and their families are paramount. Last week, my immediate family insisted that I take my dream vacation for some much-needed rest and relaxation. I traveled to the lush, green landscapes of Costa Rica, a country renowned for its rich history and vibrant culture. Costa Rica is not just a paradise for its national beauty, it's also a land where some of the world's finest coffees are grown. The story of Costa Rican coffee is a tale of resilience, transformation, and excellence. Qualities I believe we can learn from in our own lives and throughout PGCPS. Costa Rica's relationship with coffee dates back to the 18th century when coffee plants were first introduced to the country. By the 19th century, coffee had become a major export, profoundly influenced the nation's economy and culture. The dedication of Costa Rican farmers to grow high-quality coffee has made it one of the most sought-out-after beans globally. Let me tell you about the resilient coffee bean. The process of transforming a coffee cherry into a coffee bean is neither simple nor easy. It begins with the careful harvesting of cherries, each picked at its peak ripeness, which takes about 1 to 3 years. With the rollout of the Blueprint for Maryland Schools and the brilliantly unique P3 strategy to build new safe learning havens for our scholars, administration and teachers, ensuring that all students receive a quality state-of-the-art equitable education, that will also neither be simple nor easy. The transformative journey of the coffee cherry requires patience and precision, just as we must carefully choose moments in PGCPS's history to make important decisions that keep our scholars at the forefront. Once harvested, the coffee cherries undergo a process to remove the outer layers, revealing the precious beans within. This stage of separation is crucial, symbolizing how we must shed our own layers of doubt, fear, discord, political agendas, and hesitation to uncover our true potential as the second largest school district in the state of Maryland. It's through peeling away these layers that we reveal the core of who we really are, much like the coffee bean. Resilient, excellent, and the finest. The journey of the coffee bean doesn't end there. The beans must then be dried, which is a period of patience and endurance. When they are exposed to the earth's elements, and they are then allowed to transform. This drying process is similar to the challenges and trials we face in life. It's through these experiences that we gain strength and resilience, becoming tougher and more prepared for what lies ahead. Finally, the beans are toasted, a process that brings out their rich flavors and aromas. This final stage is where the true essence of the coffee bean is realized. Similarly in our lives, it's through the culmination of our efforts, experiences, and perseverance that we will bring out the true best in Prince George's County Public Schools. The coffee cherry, as it starts its life, is much like each of us, full of potential, surrounded by layers that protect and nurture it. Inside this cherry lies the coffee bean, the heart of what will become a delicious, aromatic cup of coffee. I charge each of you today to be like the coffee bean that you have from Costa Rica. Embrace the layers that make you who you are, who our mighty school system is, but don't be afraid to peel back those layers and reveal your true potential. Be resilient through the drying processes of life, knowing that each challenge makes you stronger. First, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to my awesome Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing me with this opportunity to serve on the PGCPS Board of Education. Thank you, County Council Chair Jolene Ivy and Vice Chair Harrison, along with the Prince George's County Council, who unanimously appointed me here to serve in this parent seat on the Board of Education. Chair Mickens Murray, your unwavering dedication and resilience as the chair of this board has been a beacon of strength for us all. Despite the challenges, you did your absolute best, and for that, I am immensely grateful for you. To OBAFA Chair, Shayla Adams Stafford, your leadership and friendship has been invaluable, especially during my darkest hours. Your support has been a source of comfort and strength, and I'm forever thankful. Back in February, my mother became very seriously ill. You all don't know, it was Shayla that got me through it. I received daily calls, prayers, meals, support. At that time, I knew she was more than just a colleague. She empathized with my situation and picked up, literally, where I could not. She advised me to rest, and she defended me when members of this board treated me harshly. I'm forever thankful and grateful for the leadership and humanity that you have given. That's true leadership. I also want to express my deep appreciation to our Superintendent, Millard House II, and our Chief of Staff, Ms. Quincy Boyd Stewart. 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 Our Chief of Staff, Ms. Quincy Boyd
You and your dedicated team have worked tirelessly to support the needs of our scholars, their families, and our staff. Your commitment to striving for excellence and equity has made a significant impact on our community. It's now time to stretch a little. We can do it. Dr. Judith White, you are a super bad sister, and I'm so thankful for your innovative leadership and commitment to our scholars. Dr. Davis, you are such a sweet and kind, personable chief. Thank you for always hearing me and working through your team to strengthen mental health and substance use awareness and the response that we will provide to our students and their families. As a mental health professional and advocate, I thank you. Dr. Baldwin, I really haven't had the opportunity to work closely with you during my time here, but the times that I've had, you've just been oh so generous, oh so nice, and oh so accommodating. Thank you. We need more people like you in HR. Dr. Coleman, your leadership as the Chief for Operations has been invaluable. Thank you for your commitment to ensuring our facilities are safe and conducive to learning. And thank you for starting to solve that big grown man problem, that transportation. Board office. I really appreciate all of the support that you have provided. The scheduling, the travel, the checks and balances, ensuring agendas are set, constituent services texting me, calling me, printing anything, and booking the facilities to host events in the community. My time on the board would not have been possible without your support. Miss Cindy, now you my girl. You held me all the way down. Thank you. A huge thank you to our fabulous security team. You stayed up with us and you ensured we made it to our cars okay. I thank you. To the parents, yes, all of you watching at home and out here, thank you for trusting me with your family stories and allowing me to advocate on your behalf. Your voices have been my guide and your courage has been my inspiration. And to our incredible students, I encourage you to continue to do your absolute best. Your potential is limitless, and your determination will shape the future of our community. Remember, you're the heart of PGCPS, and your success is our goal. Colleagues, as I reflect on the work that we have all done, I would be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to advocate for the continued efforts needed to elevate our school system. Now, somebody needs to take notes. All right. Resiliency requires action. We must continue to increase mental health support and awareness, ensuring psychological safety for all of our scholars. Physical fitness and wellness are huge components in producing positive endorphins in our bodies to assist everyone's mental health. We must concentrate on the physical fitness of our students, especially our elementary age babies. I charge you to begin an improvement plan to upgrade playground equipment for our scholars. Our students need and deserve a physical outlet. Partnerships are key, and I'm confident through strategic and innovative approaches we can achieve the goal of improving our scholars' playground equipment. I'm confident also that strengthening our partnerships with the county agencies like the Department of Health, those will be crucial steps to supporting the needs of our students and families. It's also imperative that we pay our teachers a living wage so they don't have to work multiple part-time jobs to support their families. Supporting our bus drivers with training and continuous professional development is equally important. We must focus on building even more schools than what we've done, and we've done a lot using that P3 model. But we have to ensure project labor agreements are in place. And the most important thing, let's raise these test scores in reading and math. It's time. As a mother of my 4 PGCPS scholars, I understand the importance of person-centered support. I'm eager to work with the established Disability Issues Advisories Committee as this board reactivated Policy 1700. This committee will be instrumental in ensuring the voices of students are heard and their families are supported. Lastly, I must extend a special thank you to my family for their unwavering support throughout my appointment here. To my Coach Rod, my fiance, my best friend, thank you for holding it down. To my children, thank you for your patience and understanding every time I said, okay, I have a meeting. Your love and support has been my foundation, and I'm eternally grateful for your sacrifices. I'm honored, Zachary, I was able to confer your degree with board members Adam Stafford and Principal Lisa Faulkner-Jones. I'm so proud of you, Zach. Go far. Eli and Josiah, he set the bar high for you, and I'm looking to continue to support you through your educational journey. Listen to mommy. Don't box yourself in. Take advantage of all opportunities. Be leaders and advocate for the voiceless. I say, I know you too can be whoever you want to be. To Jordan at home, my little princess, thank you for being my encouragement. When I got frustrated, I started to stare at your beautiful picture. You are the future of PGCPS. You kept me going. Thank you. To my children, I did this for you. Mommy loves you, and I'm proud of you. In closing, while my term is ending, my commitment to this school system remains steadfast. I'm not going anywhere. Together, we've achieved much, but there's still a lot of work to be done. Let's continue to strive for excellence, equity, and the success of every scholar in PGCPS. Thank you for the privilege of serving you. Costa Rica's coffee beans are world-renowned for their quality, and so too can PGCPS be known for our quality and our excellence. Remember, it's through resilience and transformation we achieve greatness. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Ms. Rout. Ms. Rivera Forbes.
Hello, everyone. I do not have a written speech. I thought about writing, but when I first started this, it was actually speaking from the heart. So I'm going to do that again because that's what I'm great at. You all know my name is Rain Rivera Forbes, and I am the 43rd student member of the Prince George's County Board of Education. Today is actually my last day being the sworn-in SMOB, as my successor, Jamal J. Jongo, sitting right there in the back smiling, will be taking over for me. And it's truly been just an amazing journey for me and all that I've learned. I'm not going to go too long, but I would like to start from the beginning. I've been in the Prince George's County Public School System. I'm an alumni now, it's crazy. I was in the PGCPS school system since I started school. I was born here in Maryland. I'm raised in Prince George's County, Maryland, still being raised here, and I started my journey. In middle school, I was the sports girl. I didn't really do SGA. I like to speak up for things, especially to my counselor. I would just sit in the office with a bunch of complaints of everything students would need. But I didn't know what SGA was because, unfortunately, not every school has access to an advisor that is willing to support the student body in their advocacy. So during COVID online, it's actually really funny. When I joined Duval High School, I met someone that introduced me to the Student Government Association. And I just happened to get so lucky because our regional SGA, which is PGRAS, had a spot open for a middle school advocate. And since I was basically still an 8th grader, I slid right into that position and I got started advocating for middle schools in PGCPS online. And I truly enjoyed it. I got to meet so many people, so many people. And I was truly inspired by one of the first SMOBs I met in my life, which was the 41st student member of the board, formerly Nina Jackson. I ended up watching her online, and eventually I got recruited by her to advocate for SMOB voting rights. And this was back in like 2020, y'all. So we've been advocating for a few years, maybe even longer than that, but that's when I got started in it. And that was for Bill 506-21. And that was the first bill I ever advocated for to the Maryland General Assembly. But we started with the Prince George's County delegation, and we just really wanted to get advocacy for SMOBs. And in that time of advocating with her, I knew from that moment, this is where I want to be. I want to advocate. I want to do this. Now, obviously, I wasn't ready to become SMOB yet because I had to learn from the amazing 42nd SMOB, Alvaro Cerrone Ruiz, who truly inspired me to be where I am now. And with his leadership and serving on his advisory council for 2 years, I was able to see how effective a student member of the board can be when they are confident in themselves and their advocacy, and they utilize the support of the student body who elected them to their position. And with his leadership and guidance, I was able to testify on HB 1079, and I know many of you in here know that bill because I brought it up numerous times for my voting rights, which gave the PGCPS student member of the board the opportunity to vote on the budget, the opportunity to vote on student disciplinary matters, the opportunity to vote on school closing and reopenings, obviously with the abstention still from personnel matters and collective bargaining. But with those new voting rights, I was very nervous because I realized, oh my goodness, I'm going to be the first student member of the board with those rights. And then on top of that, there's a new superintendent and new administration. Lucky me. So I was really walking into a room that I did not know. But thankfully, with the support of Chair Mickens Murray in the beginning, one of the first board members to actually reach out to me when I first started my term, she took me under her wing and gave me genuine guidance for everything I had to do as SMOB. But I'm not at my thank yous yet. I'm still getting through my story. Okay. So, as you know, like I said, I really appreciate this role. It has made a monumentous impact in my life. I mean, I can't even explain what advocacy has done for me. It has truly changed me as a person. It's shown me my passion in life, who I want to be, and what I want to give to the next generation. Prince George's County Public Schools is beautiful. Every single student in our public schools is beautiful. They're all so bright. And oftentimes we're overshadowed by negativity that the media puts out, or even by our own failures in properly promoting ourselves and what we have to offer for our students. And we are great. I mean, some of our alumni and all of our PGCPS Hall of Fame videos and pictures, they are great people. They go on to do great things. And even the students who haven't been recognized have gone on to do great things. I hope that we continue recognizing the beauty here. But I knew, like I said, I wanted to be a part of that. And I knew it would be on this board and in advocating. Okay, now I'm going to move to my thank yous, y'all. I'm going to hurry up. So,
Take your time.
I first want to thank
It's your last meeting.
my family. My family is one of the biggest reasons why I'm here. I mean, they drove me to all of my different campaigning events, and I mean, I had to go to school. I visited over 20 schools in my time as student member of the board. I've attended many events, and visiting every school, meeting with so many students, I couldn't have done it without them, especially with no driver's license. And I remember one time my grandma had to sit 2 hours in the car because don't look at me like that, yo. One of our meetings it ran over a little bit. We were just talking so much. The students had so many questions, and I came back and she was just like, never again. Obviously, she did take me again. But I was truly grateful for that. And then the many students who are like family to me that helped me with developing my campaign site, my Instagram page, my graphics, just making it all happen for me. I was so grateful for them and their leadership as well, serving on my campaign team. So I thank my family for that. I thank my mother who raised me and is a big part of the reason why I am here now, by always pushing me in everything I did. And I appreciate her for that. I appreciate my grandparents. They have always been great, just great people. They're beautiful. My grandmother's a very beautiful soul, and she always told me, it's actually really funny, but she would say, like, whoop that snake and keep it moving. And it's a very weird term, but it's essentially saying, take out those obstacles in life and keep it pushing. And she would tell me that in all my down moments. And my grandpa, he would just smile. He was happy to be there. And I appreciate him for that. My siblings, I truly appreciate how in support they are of me. I remember my little brother took so many pictures of me on my swearing-in day. He was like, my sister's on the board of PGCPS. Now, he didn't understand what that meant, but he was just so proud of me. And it ignited a fire inside of me, as Board Member Rout said. He's a big reason why I'm doing this as well, to create a better future for him as he continues his tenure in the school system. And my older brother, Christos Johnson, he did graduate from the school system, but he was a beautiful person. And unfortunately, he is no longer here, but he always inspired me to go for big things. He always inspired me to be great and to be someone that could represent just beautifulness, or like the rose, like Superintendent said. And I really appreciate him for that and all that he has gotten me through. And my two other younger brothers, I appreciate them as well, as they're watching at home and watching me just go on to be somebody great. So I'm appreciative to them, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles. I can't even tell y'all how many people got me here. It's insane. And I'm grateful to the Duval staff, my principal, Pamela Smith. She great. If you don't know my principal, she's great. She is leaving Duval High School, but she has truly been a force to be reckoned with for students, and she has cared about us so much, and I'm so grateful for her because she also pushed me to run for SMOG. And throughout my entire time, she supported me. I'm grateful for my teachers, especially Mr. K, Miss Sally, Master Sergeant Daniels, Lieutenant Colonel Brown. And I'm also grateful for my counselors, Mrs. Banks, and Dr. Hold on, y'all. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. Dr. Simmons. I'm just so grateful for them too, because again, they're just a big reason on how I got to where I am now, and just helping me get through everything and becoming student member of the board. And it takes a lot. Board members, you know, it takes a lot to get here, especially for board members that had to run campaigns. The student member of the board runs a similar one, and it's taxing, but it's so rewarding. And I also want to thank, from the board, I want to thank Miss Rosa. I have to give a big thanks to her, although she's not here. When I say she had me on my toes, because one thing about teens, as you know, we just don't pick up the phone sometimes, especially a phone that's not our main phone. So many of the times I would get an email of, "Hey, Rain, have you seen this? I sent it like 2 days ago." And I'm like, oh my goodness, I totally forgot. And she was just always there for me. And even in moments of need, she was just a guidance for me, meeting with me. And I'm grateful for her and Mr. Moody. Mr. Moody, he's a day one for me. If you don't know what that means, it's basically someone that's been there from the beginning. And I worked with Mr. Moody since I was 13 years old. That's when I first met him, and he has been just a tremendous support for me, a great mentor. He has always given me a platform, and I appreciate him for that. And he's a great service to the PGCPS community. So whenever he does leave, I hope that there's a big party for him, or maybe I'll throw it myself. And I also want to thank the chief officers, all of you. You're really, really amazing. But I definitely do have to thank Chief Boyd. I met you in the beginning of my term. Amazing, amazing person. You have always been amazing. You've always been a bright light. You've always carried your bright light everywhere, and I appreciate you for that. And you've definitely inspired me, because when I see a fellow woman in a high place and she's really like stepping into her own, it makes me proud and it inspires me to want to do that one day. I also want to thank Dr. Judith White. You have definitely been a major support to me, more than you know, just in the times of checking in on me. It has truly, truly inspired me, and it's guided me. And just to know that someone cared, that meant enough. And it can go a long way, more than you think. Yeah. I also want to thank Superintendent House. You know most of the reasons why I'm thankful, but when my brother first passed, you were a great support and a great help to me. And not once did you turn away. Not once did you look at me differently, despite what was in the media, despite what people had to say. You were in constant support. So for anybody that may think that Superintendent House is not for the students, you are completely wrong. He has always shown up for students. He has been dedicated for students, and he cares. And we do make mistakes as human beings, but he has stayed steadfast, and that's what we need, someone who's genuine in their care for the student body of PGCPS. So I thank you for that. And I'm gonna wrap it up, y'all. Wrap it up. I'm bouncing around. I also want to thank my Oceans team. You know who they are. This is from my youth ministry at church. They're a big reason why I'm here as well, and taking my campaign photos and just getting me started in my whole journey as SMOG. So I'm very grateful to you all and to my campaign manager, Jesslyn Ajay, back at home. She's a senior from CPA. She graduated, and I'm just so grateful for her because she helped me in my campaign at SMOB and my SMOB Advisory Council of all the students who worked with me. I'm grateful for you as well. All right, and now let me move to the board. Great, great, great people. Many of you are great people, and you've truly inspired me. I'm going to wrap it up and go quick. Ms. Rao, I have enjoyed working with you. I truly have. Like everyone has said, you're just a bright light. You came in with the energy. And even times when I was tired coming from school, because mind you, Thursday board meetings, I was coming straight from school at times, you just woke me up. Many times, woke me up in a meeting when I was half asleep. So I definitely appreciate you for that. And just like everyone else said, your advocacy for students, you've always been very strong. And that's what I appreciate because we need someone that's going to stand up even when others might not. So thank you for that. And Mr. Briggs, oh man, I have enjoyed working with you. You're also someone I started in the beginning with as chair of the Policy and Governance Committee. Originally when you were vice chair, but we were liaisons together on PCAC first, and you know, that was something. But working with you, at first, I was a bit lost. I did not know what I was doing, and you're a very detailed, organized person. You're on it. That's what I like about you. But you truly inspired me. And actually, one of the things you might not remember is when you told me you were taking your theater classes. I was like, wow, is he actually? I was like, wow, he's doing a lot of things. And mind you, Mr. Briggs has a full-time job as many of the other board members, but like truly just, it was greatness. And anytime when I was overwhelmed, you had always told me it's okay to take a step back. You never pushed me beyond my limit. You always gave me advice, and I really do appreciate you for that and always uplifting me. Board Member Jackson, I appreciate you as well. We've had our conversations. I met you actually through a virtual meet and greet, so I was really grateful for you. You've given a lot of advice. I really appreciate the work you do in the community, especially with young boys, young men. I've seen what you've done on social media and how you really create a big impact on changing the narrative. And that I look up to because we need action. Like I said, I can't keep saying that, we need action. Board Member Boozer Strother, I've also loved working with you. You are a very kind soul. And that's what I like about you. You're genuine. You're very genuine, but you're also an advocate for many students, especially the students that are most overlooked in PGCPS. Let me get these roses out the way because I can't see you too well. But you have been a tremendous advocate for them and for your district as well. I've never, besides Vice Chair Walker, you have been up there advocating for your district and always making sure that they were represented. So I appreciate you for that, and I've loved working with you. I'm going to go on this side, then I'll go back to you guys. Again, I'm hurrying up, y'all. I know we got to get home. Dr. Miller, Dr. Juanita Miller first. I have enjoyed working with you because outside of Chair Mickens-Murray, you also took me under your wing when I first came and just gave me great advice, but you also gave me a journal, and little do you know, I've kept it. It's not here today, but I've been journaling in it, and it actually had a scripture on it. I do not remember the exact scripture, I'll be honest, but every single page had a scripture just about leadership and really being an advocate, and that was what I appreciated because it helped me get through many times, hard times, sad times, and it inspired me that I can be a woman of faith and lead by example. And I really do appreciate you for that. And even though it has been some rough moments on the board, your advocacy, your fire for students is still needed. And again, sometimes we need people to say the hard things that others won't to get things done. So I appreciate you. Board Member LaSalle Frazier, I have loved working with you. A big reason is because your advocacy for our Latinx student population has been the main front for many different things. You've always made sure that we were represented. You always made sure that our voices were heard, and I really do appreciate you for that. And not only that, since I'm leaving, you will be the only Latina on the board, and you're still holding it down for us. You're still representing for us, and little do you know, you are a representation for so many young Latinas at home, so many young Latinx students at home that are seeing that we can be great, we can be representatives, we can be examples. And you are setting that. So if you don't think you are, You are a walking representation, and you will go down as a legacy for many people. Thank you. Dr. Kent Harris. This is one of my best friends on the board, if you guys didn't know. This is my bestie right there. We're basically the same height too, so there's that. I did talk to Dr. Harris a lot. He doesn't actually like when I say doctor. For some reason, I've never heard somebody not like doctor behind their name, but I'm really, the moment where I got to know you more and when I really started to look up to you was when we did go on the culinary tour at Oxon Hill High School. After you almost finished burning yourself with the grease and I failed to make proper French fries, we had a moment to sit there and just talk and really get to understand each other and our perspectives. And I really knew that you are somebody that is just great. You are truly great, and your love for the student body, that was a big thing for me, because being able to talk to you one-on-one, I was able to really understand why you're here and what your passion is for. And you're also super smart. I mean, like, come on now. I feel like when I first started you, I was like, rockets? Is he going to space or something? But you just, every time we're in a board meeting, y'all don't hear this behind closed doors, but he's on it with the facts, the figures. If we need anybody to answer a serious scientific question, it's him. Engineering question, it's him. And it really does apply to the student body, because there's so many things that we could have maybe not seen, and he brought it up. He looked a little bit deeper and saw things that others didn't. And because of that, I'm grateful. I'm also grateful for you just checking up, keeping in contact with me. I really appreciate that as well. Okay, I'm moving fast, y'all. Okay, board member Adam Stafford. I really, really enjoy working with you as well. I keep saying that for everyone. But with you, it started also in the beginning of my term as well. You were another board member that reached out to me. And you immediately started getting me onto everything I needed to know. Every single thing, especially when it came to OBAFA alongside board member Harris, because I didn't know anything about the budget. And you guys, I remember y'all told me the budget is just something that you learn over time. And I was like, guys, I only have basically 9 months. What do you mean over time? So you really helped me in just getting all my information down together, and along with Chief Howell, just having that personal development for me so I could learn more about the budget. I've genuinely appreciated that. But also, like I said, just your passion for the student body, and then your unwavering dedication. Like, you're here right now. You're here, you could be at home resting, but you're here for the student body. You're here setting an example, and not only that, you're setting a better future for your youth at home. And I think that's so beautiful, and I find it very inspiring. So thank you. Okay, Dr. Sapora Miller, I thank you. You have always given me just kind words, kind and considerate, and that's what I love about working with you. It's never been a moment where I've heard anything negative from you throughout my entire time on the board. You have only given me positivity, and I knew when talking with you it was going to be genuine every single time. And I am so grateful for that. And you may not know it, but every single word you've given to me has truly been appreciative. It truly has been. Every single time, every single phone call. So I thank you for that. All right, I'm gonna finish my last two. Okay, Vice Chair Walker. Man, when I first met you, I was like, y'all, we are in for something here. She is on it. I mean, never lacking on it. But what really inspired me about you was when I learned about your books. I was like, what? She wrote book. She got books, y'all. If y'all don't know, go get it online. But so does her son as well. I mean, let's talk about generational success. Beautiful. But when I first met you, and just how you, all your things, District 9, I think it was District 9 Rocks, District 9 on top, something like that. Maybe that's a new one. District 9 Rocks, yes. You were always advocating for the students of PGCPS, but especially your District 9 students as well. And something else I really appreciated was how you highlighted them. I don't see many students being highlighted by their districts, but you did. You highlighted the greatness coming out of District 9, and I think it's so beautiful because it sets an example for many students who later on continue to do big things, but it also shows students that are currently doing big things that they are being noticed. It's seen. And I appreciate that because, again, it's just the beautifulness in that. And little do we know, just a little thing can go a long way. So thank you for that. I'm extremely grateful. And lastly, Chair Mickens-Murray. Whew. Okay, like I said, she was one of the first board members to reach out to me, but even to have almost an hour-long conversation with me before I got on the board. I have genuinely looked up to you, and this is a personal connection. You are you're like family to me here. And with you, I knew that I had someone to rely on. I knew that I had someone to trust that was looking out for me. I knew it was you. And you took care of me everywhere. I mean, y'all, she didn't let me out her sight in the beginning. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't even go hang out with the other SMOB. She needs to know where I'm at 24/7. But she truly took care of me. And when I originally doubted myself joining the board because I was so new to everything and my confidence did lack a few times, you had told me these great words. I still carry them with me, and it was to look myself in the mirror and give myself permission. And she actually had me do it on the phone. And before I did any big decision, I was worried about, that's something I did. I still do it to this day. I remind myself to give myself permission. And I truly thank you for that. And I also thank you for, like I said, just looking out for me. When I lost my brother, you immediately called. You were immediately there in support to see what I needed. And not only that, you respected my privacy when many others didn't. And I genuinely appreciated that as well. And not once did you question me on any of my actions. You just walked with me through it. And that is true. You also helped take care of my family too when they needed it. And my grandma, my grandpa, my younger brother are very much grateful for you as well. And I can speak on the behalf of them. You are a beautiful person, a beautiful soul. And despite what others say, you have truly inspired me. Truly have. And when I go on to Towson, I know I'm going to be remembering you. I'm going to keep remembering you. I'm going to keep in contact with you. Because she's truly a great person. I can't say it enough. I know I'm running on my time, but Chair Mickens-Murray, I mean, and she's checked me sometimes. I got checked, y'all, because, you know, y'all know how them old school people are. They get you. And she got me a few times, but it was always, it was always in the heart of wanting me to do better, wanting to see me succeed. And I knew that with you, so I didn't mind the times where I needed to wake up to reality a few moments. So I genuinely thank you for that. I thank all of you and working with every single last one of you. I thank the security staff and the janitors who talked with me when I was waiting for my rides. I thank Mr. Ravel for also waiting on my rides at times and staying here and also helping me even though you were new to the board. Miss Adeline as well, Miss Barton, and some of our board's office staff that left early. I just appreciate every single last one of you. All of you have been extremely great to me and in my time as SMOB, and who knows what I'll go on to. I don't know yet. I know I'm going to keep this with me. Ending in my remarks, this is my end. If you don't know where I'll be going, because I'm only going to be an hour away, I'm going to Towson University. I'll be made. Thank you. Thank you. I'll be majoring in Law and American Civilization with a minor in International Relations. I'll be participating in the Army ROTC program, and I hope to finish my career as a second lieutenant in the Army out of college and starting my path into law school to eventually become an immigration lawyer. Thank you. This is not the last time you'll see me, though, so keep that in mind. I don't know where I'll be, but PGCPS will always be in my heart, and I will always be PGCPS proud. Thank you.
Towson is absolutely lucky to have you. Not you hope to be, you will be. We already know. Thank you so much, Ms. Rivera-Forbes. Dr. Juanita Miller.
As I have consistently told my colleagues, I do not intend to stay here until 12 midnight, or I'm going to keep my 10:30 bedtime. But I'd like to also, what I'd like to say to all of you, by God's grace and mercy, this has been a true and rewarding experience. It's been like, I can't even follow that one. I thank all of you who have contributed to my success on this board. I don't want to call individually because I might miss someone, and I don't want to miss anyone. To my colleagues, the beautiful accolades you gave me really make me feel comfortable that if I left this earth tomorrow, I know how you felt, and you didn't have to wait until I transitioned to say it. So I'm really grateful for your accolades, not just comments, your accolades. Board Member Routh, you spoke a lot about the experience here, and I concur with what she said. I concur with what she, with Ms. Rivera said too. I do not want to be here late, but I want to thank all, because we do have some business to finish up, and everybody knows I'm about business. I just thank all of you. My heart is warmed by the messages tonight, and thank you. All I can say is thank you and God bless you. Thank you to the security especially, because they know when it's time for me to go out there by myself, because I will leave. I will make my exit. But I want to thank you all for all that you do for our stakeholders, our scholars in the Prince George's County Public Schools. It has been an honor to serve, and my record prior to coming here precedes what I am about, community and service. Yes, I'll be leaving here, and I have a cruise planned for Alaska, and then I've been asked to go to Cuba. So if you want to find me, I will be on somebody's cruise line, and I will talk to you in January. God bless you.
Amen for travel. Thank you so much, Dr. Miller. And we're going to move to the chair. Chair Mickens-Murray.
Thank you so much. Yes, we do have business to do, but this was important, and I think all of the community will see. Prince George's County knows how to treat each other. This was phenomenal. And for the community, this was a surprise. The three of us did not know any of this was happening. So for those who planned it, I appreciate you. For those who took the time to see me, thank you. One of the things that I always say, we must see our children. If you can see our children the way the administration and our colleagues saw us today, we are on the path for success. So I appreciate everything that was said tonight. Rain, you are my child. I have children, so I understand. And to Superintendent House, I have 133,000 children when I took over this board, and that's how I see that. I treat people the way I want to be treated, and I think that's what it's all about. There was love in this room tonight. Genuine appreciation, love. For that, I thank you. And for my husband, I'm not going to be here till 12. We are going to go do business now, but I have one more thing to do. So please just bear with me. Mr. Ravel, could you come to the center, please? To my colleagues, Superintendent House, leadership team, and community, our board has a leader now in the board office that will help us tremendously. He has demonstrated that since he came on board. I can't say enough, Ravel, about your skill set. I knew when Vice Chair and I interviewed you, we didn't need to think about anybody else. Since you've been on board, the transition that you have taken in that office, the ladies are happy now. When I walk in that office, it's warm. When I walk in that office, people are having fun doing the work. That's tremendous. So, since this is my last meeting, thank you, I have 2 more days. Okay, since this is my last meeting, I would be remiss if I, as chair of this board, did not say thank you. And I'm thanking you on behalf of my colleagues. You deserve it, you've earned it, and you haven't been here that long. Superintendent House, thank you. Chief of Staff Board, thank you, because you discovered him first. So we appreciate that. So to everyone, thank you, okay? To everyone, I will say, to my colleagues, you are bright, you're intellectually smart, and there's no reason that you can't lead this board and this school system to success. And I have said that consistently. To the leadership team, I have said consistently, you are smart. You know what this system needs. And if we get out of each other's way, we'll be extremely successful. So Superintendent House, I look forward to your leadership. Let them go. Let them free them up. Let them make decisions. You'll be surprised. We have the team in Prince George's County to set the standard for the state. And I have said that for 2 years. I believe that in my heart. So I will sit and I will watch you. Thank you for giving me my flowers tonight. Staff, I appreciate all that you have done for me. Miss Adeline, you have been my rock since I came. And you know, I don't know a lot about technology. I don't know a lot about computers. And I definitely don't like to write a lot of letters. You have been instrumental to my success. So I want to go on the record to say, Miss Adeline, thank you so much. So with that said, public, we're going back to business now. So thanks, everybody. And I'm going to skip the chair's report because I think everybody reported out on behalf of the chair. So thank you, Superintendent House. I give you the floor. Oh, I'm sorry. We must do a moment of silence. At this time, I would like to call for a moment of silence as we honor the memory of the following PGCPS staff and family and community leaders. Nathaniel Rashid, student, the Foundation School. Terrence Savor, night cleaner, Thomas G. Pullen, K-8, Creative and Performing Arts School. Jerome Jack Dent, brother-in-law of Sharon Dent, Division of Information Technology, and brother of Eric Dent, building supervisor at Eleanor Roosevelt High School, and Darrell Dent, building supervisor at Laurel High School. Please, may we bow our heads. Thank you. And Superintendent House, before I come to you, I need to go to Board Member Shayla Adams Stafford, personal privilege.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to let the community know that the Disability Issues Advisory Board, the application is available now on the PGCPS website. The application will be open until August 15th, so we're encouraging community members to apply. Board members will then nominate someone to be selected by the full board. So again, thank you to everyone to help make that possible, our board staff, our colleagues for helping to get this important committee reactivated. And so we're asking community members to please sign up to serve in this capacity. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Superintendent House?
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I'll be brief. A couple things, especially that we want community to be aware of as we move over and transition completely into summer as we have. The Prince George's County Public Schools will offer free summer meal services at 25 school sites for children under the age of 18 from Monday, June the 24th through Friday, August the 9th. Breakfast will also be served from 9 to 9:30 a.m. and lunch from noon to 1 p.m. Meals must be eaten on site, and dates and times are subject to change, but will ensure that we notify community. For a complete list of sites for our summer meals, webpage is where families can go to take a look at where some of those changes, where those sites are specifically. Additional free meal locations can be found on the Maryland Summer Meals website as well. Additionally, Prince George's County Public Schools has received the EverFi Empowered Seal for the third consecutive year. Awarded to only 10% of the United States school districts across the country, the seal recognizes exemplary commitment to financial literacy, social emotional learning, wellness, and career education through EverFi digital programs. Madam Chair, that completes my report.
Thank you so much. The chair recognizes the speakers for the public comments on agenda and non-agenda items. Excuse me? 2.14. Oh, over 2 point, no, I got it. 2.14. I just saw that. 2.14, Policy and Governance Recommendations. The chair recognizes Board Member Briggs.
Thank you so much, Chair Mickens-Murray. The Policy and Governance Committee met virtually, discussed the public comments on the following board bylaws, and voted unanimously to forward them to the full board. Revised Bylaw 9210, Chair. This policy aims to establish the responsibilities of the chair of the board to set forth the procedures for the election of the chair and vice chair, and the steps to be taken in the event of a vacancy in either office. Revised Bylaw 9271, Student Board Member. This policy aims to provide guidelines for the election and rights and privileges of the student board member and the professional development requirements for the student board member. Following Board Policy 9320, adoption and amendments of bylaws, public notice shall be given at a regularly scheduled board meeting that a first reading of a proposed bylaw revision will occur at the next regular scheduled meeting. On behalf of the Policy and Governance Committee, I'm announcing that the bylaws will be advanced as first reader at the next scheduled board of Education meeting. In keeping with the Board Policy 9340, policy development, the Policy and Governance Committee is responsible for reviewing policies, suggesting changes, and voting on whether to send the policy to the entire board for consideration with the recommendation to seek public comment. The following policies have been approved unanimously and are being sent to the full board. Board Policy 0116, Wellness, Nutrition, and Physical Activity. This policy promotes student wellness initiatives through a coordinated school health model. Board Policy 2801, Safe and Supportive Schools. This policy outlines the approach for maintaining safe and supportive school and workplace environments. Board Policy 3517, Security of Buildings and Grounds. This is a rescission. This policy was developed to provide protection, develop the necessary security systems, and organize the personnel approved so that the Department of Security Services can perform the protective services required. Board Policy 5125, Student Records, also a rescission. This was developed to keep student records confidential and safeguard them from those who might use them for other than legitimate purposes. Board Policy 5126, Student Information, a rescission. This policy was developed to provide guidelines under which student information can be provided to entities. Board Policy 5132, Portable Electronic Devices in the Schools. This is a rescission. This policy was developed to ensure that the use of PEDs was encouraged during the school day for instructional purposes and at other times as approved by school administrators, provided that PED use does not violate the Code of Student Conduct and the Student Rights and Responsibilities Handbook. And finally, Board Policy 8261, rights and privileges granted by the board to the student member. This is a rescission. This policy was developed to provide the board with direct input concerning the thoughts and feelings of students. I want to note for the record that I said PEDS, and I normally wouldn't say an acronym, and I don't, I'm not remembering what that one is, so I just want to say that for the portable electronic devices, yes. And I think I might have said that right. The committee is recommending that the policies and bylaws be advanced to seek public comment. On behalf of the Policy and Governance Committee, I move that the policies be approved to seek public comment.
Thank you. The motion before the board is the policies move forward for public comment. It has been moved and seconded. We're open for discussion. Any discussion? Seeing none, Ms. Adeline, please call for the vote.
Mrs. Adam Saffron? Ms. Willa Strother?
Aye.
Mr. Briggs?
Aye.
Dr. Harris?
Aye.
Mr. Jackson? Mrs. Frazier?
Aye.
Dr. J. Miller? Dr. Z. Miller?
Aye.
Mrs. Rout?
Aye.
Ms. Walker? Ms. Rivera Forbes?
Aye.
Mrs. Mickens Murray?
Aye. With 11 votes in the affirmative, the motion is adopted. Now we will move to, I'm sorry. 2.14. Public comment. Thank you. The board will recognize your comments but will not address them. Registered speakers have 3 minutes to make their presentations and may not relinquish any part of their speaking times. Speakers may not address individuals or issues with profanity or derogatory terms. You will be warned once. If you continue, your comments will be muted and you may be removed from the meeting. Speakers are encouraged to use titles rather than names. For example, chair, board member, superintendent, principal, etc. There are 5 live public speakers for tonight. We also received a video comment which will be uploaded to Board Docs upon receipt. First speaker is Mr. Timothy Meyer, PTO President, Mount Rainier Elementary.
Just making sure this is working and turned on. And I have to say, I really wish that the media had been here for those last 2 hours because that was PGCPS at its finest. As you vote tonight, I want to emphasize the importance of keeping our Phase 2 blueprint schools on schedule. And also, as we vote on next year's budget, extra appreciation for the CFO and this board for stepping up to lead and to help limit our budget deficit for next year, a situation which we never should have faced. These past few months have reminded us how vital the blueprint is, how leadership and political will can't be assumed, and how our fight is just beginning. After decades of underfunding, giving our schools the resources we need to make Maryland an education destination cannot be optional. It's not a priority, it's the priority. But I'm mostly here to say thank you to our outgoing board members. First, to our student board member, who's not here right now, but she's always asking thoughtful questions, taking her responsibility seriously, and if you reflect on what being a PGCPS graduate means, our future is bright. To our at-large member, who has shown the importance of having parent perspective on this board. Extra thank you to you for your hard work after the tragedy at Riverdale, for your leadership and giving voice to all those parents who know that there's nothing more important than keeping our kids safe. And to our chair and former chair, I thank you both. And I'm especially grateful to our chair for her recent visit to Mount Rainier Elementary. Leadership isn't easy. You get a lot of opinions, a lot of headaches, and never quite enough hours to do it all. I just got elected to my 6th term myself, so I know how hard your job is, but also how rewarding. And I say this because we'll have a new chair soon, and that leader is going to need some patience and grace from all of us as they take on the tough work that's ahead. Each of our outgoing board members share a few very important things in common. You're all public servants. Your tenure on this board is not your first time giving back to the community. And for our student board member, I know that this is just the start. You may have different leadership styles, you may disagree on issues from time to time, but there's no doubt each of you truly love PGCPS. you instinctively get what makes this school system special. PGCPS Proud isn't something that can be taught. You don't learn it as you go. It's who we are, and each of you truly embody that.
Thank you, Champ. Your time is up if the timer's right, correct?
I thought I saw it at 2.5 minutes when it started.
Oh,
but
I wasn't watching. That's why I was there.
I have one more sentence, if I may.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you to your service. Thank you to all of you for your service, for giving your best, and especially I want to say thank you to all of your families for sharing so much of your time with PGCPS. All the best to each of you.
Thank you so much. Our next speaker is Teresa Smith. I don't see her coming to the mic. Anthony Tillman, okay.
Good evening, all. I'm really feeling the love. I hate to say what I'm going to say, but when you love someone, you still hold them accountable. So that's what I'm going to say. Thank you all to the outgoing members. You guys, we appreciate you. Despite everything that's happening on this board, you guys are loved and appreciated for all the work that you do for our scholars. And I really want you guys to know that. Transportation, when I think about this issue of transportation, it is really it's a lot of work. But one thing I want to come up here and say is I applaud all of you guys' great work on this. I really hope this works out, and please keep us updated, because we're going to need them updates, and we're going to need to work on this and make this happen in real life. One of the biggest things that we accomplished this year is the Safe Passage pilot program, and we worked hard on that program, and we did it in April. In 2 months, we had no issues, and guess what? We did it with no money. We had no money, y'all. We had 150 volunteers at 6 schools with no issues. Let's add that to the budget and make it a reality. Like, we need money, y'all. When y'all think about this budget next year, please think about that Safe Passage program, because all of our students deserve to go home safe and be safe while they leaving school and at school. So please think about that when you guys are doing that budget next year. Just throw a couple dollars in it for us, 'cause we need it, y'all. Finally, let's pay our teachers more. I'm looking at it. I'm walking around these schools and these classrooms, and I'm looking at these amazing decorations, and these teachers only got $100, y'all. They get a $100 reimbursement. That's nothing. We need to make sure our teachers get at least a match. It's so many donor shoes pages out here. You can't donate to everybody. So let's help these teachers get some supplies and some money so they can do great things. And also let's see if we can, pay our teachers to just get some gas money or something. Because these teachers go to school every day and they don't got no gas money. Let's help them, let's get some reimbursements for gas. Let's make this happen. Let's make sure that our kids go to school happy and leave happy, and let's be all PGC proud. As a proud student of Crossland High School, I come back and we advocate hard to make sure that we are doing this great work, and we can't do this without you guys. Every single person in this room is a part of that success that we need to see in our school system. So let's make sure our students are doing well and moving forward in real life, not on social media, in real life. And let's make sure that we are all making our kids happy mentally and physically. Have a great day.
Thank you. The next speaker is Tanya Wingfield, individual, Citizens for Accountability and Governance, speaking on Accountability Blueprint. I don't see her walking towards the podium. She's not here, ma'am. Our last speaker, Delvin Champagne, individual, Dora Kennedy, French Immersion, speaking on Comprehensive Academic Platform and Dora Kennedy School Move. And I don't see that person. Finally, there will be a public video added to board docs from Aletha Jerry Carter, individual, speaking on parent access to student records per FERPA, don't know what that means, laws. Thank you. Now we will move to 6.0, budget consent agenda. Superintendent House, I'm sorry.
Chair, I request that we pull 6.8 adoption of the FY 2025 Board of Education approved operating budget for discussion before vote.
Okay, Superintendent House, we will discuss 6.8, adoption of the fiscal year 2025 Board of Education approved operating budget before we vote. So a board member just has asked, so that was what we would do. Okay?
So would you like to start there?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Thank you.
good deal. Well, what I will say, just want to thank you all for joining us and looking forward to the engagement. Over the last few months, our team has really worked diligently to develop a budget that aligns with our strategic goals and priorities and the needs of our students and ensures the efficient use of resources as well. We've engaged through analysis, extensive discussion, careful consideration of feedback from various stakeholders. This budget really reflects, in my eyes, the commitment of academic excellence, equity, and innovation. Now, we recognize the constraints and economic realities that we face in the state of Maryland, as well as in the county, and we've made every effort to allocate funds responsibly, strategically, to this date. Our goal is to maximize the impact of every dollar spent, ensuring that our students receive the best possible education and support. I want to extend my gratitude to all board members, especially the OBAFA committee led by board member Adam Stafford, our staff led by, of course, our chief financial officer, Lisa Howe, who contributed to this comprehensive and thought budget proposal. Your hard work and dedication are deeply appreciated. As we move forward with the approval and consideration process, I encourage open discussion and thoughtful deliberation. Your insights and perspectives are invaluable, and as we finalize this budget and continue the collective efforts to advance the educational opportunities of students in the Prince George's County. Thank you for attention, and we look forward to any questions and discussion at this time.
Thank you. Board member, the question before us, a motion, that's what, yes.
I move for adoption of the FY 2025 Board of Education approved operating budget.
Second.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the fiscal year 25 operating budget. And we're ready for discussion, and I see Board Member Walker, and we'll start with you.
Thanks so much. I sound like a broken record, so I'm just going to look at you, and then I'm going to glance over here at Ms. Howe. I'm concerned with the incremental impact of integrity compliance officer. It's at $691,000, and my concern with that is I'm looking to see if we can delay it. It's really inside of my mind that looking at all of the things we have on our budget to date, and whether it's split with the county council or we take a look at what we have here. I appreciate you all hearing me each and every meeting when I'm talking about this line item. We just need all the funds that we can get for a lot of what you heard here today. And so I just really want to know if there was a consideration based on my last two comments of this here, and why you chose to keep it in. I'm going to vote tonight, and I just wanted some help on if your consideration for that. Thank you so much.
There definitely was consideration in everything that we thoughtfully looked at. I know, even our legal counsel has looked at, what our responsibility is to the office as well, and we think what we have here in the budget is reflective of that.
So just so I'm clear, we think that the $691,000 is what we need and not defer.
And if you don't mind, I'd like to allow
Absolutely. Thank
our legal counsel to kind of share what his review of our responsibility at this juncture is.
Thank you so
Darnell,
much.
do you mind?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me? Yes. There you go. Can you hear me? Yes. There you go. Thank you, Board Member Walker, for the question. So, when looking at the statute that creates the office, which you're referring to, there is not a lot of leeway as relates to us funding the office. Now, I will defer to Chief Howell as relates to the amount of the funding, But the fact that the office is required to exist and we are required to ensure that it exists is our obligation. So, you know, is the level of funding something that we could negotiate? Not from the legislative perspective, it's not.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. Don't mishear me. Don't misunderstand. I am here to comply with the law, absolutely and hands down. My question about the $691,000 was more if there was room to defer some of it so we can leverage that funding this year, well, in 2025, for other things as we move forward, such that we have deferred a number of other things as we talked about in previous board meetings. Thank you.
So I'll just address that real briefly. The budget that was submitted is based off what was requested in order to stand up that function to begin the work that's required. And so based off of what was provided, that is what's reflected in the budget. When we did meet with County Council to review our requested budget, I guess about a month or so ago, we did request funding for this office. But of course, that was not provided, but we did ask for it, and we will continue to ask for funding as we move forward with our budgets next year as well.
Okay, thank you so much. Didn't recognize that piece.
Board Member Boozer Strother.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I want to once again thank Chief Howell for all your work this year on this budget and getting us through challenges at times and getting us into a much more steady place than I think many other school systems are experiencing at this point in time. So your work is very much appreciated, and all of your colleagues who, of course, have to work very hard to make sure that this budget is finalized. I too am concerned about the amount of funds for the office, the Integrity and Compliance Office. I think that these funds really should come after there's actually a work plan. This office was founded without any consideration for the fact that it's duplication of effort in the system that is already being funded in the board, for the Board of Education, our internal audit office. We have experts who do this work every day, have for years, and we actually recognized the retiring chief of that office last week for her service. As a board, and as we transition to a fully elected board, our job is this oversight of the school system, and we have been doing it quite well. And I think we will continue to, because we have had for years the experts reporting directly to this board, doing these investigations, and that is not always very public. So I don't think the public understands that they're already paying for this. All of these services are already being paid for and overseen by the Board of Education. So even if we vote to move this forward this evening because it's in law, I think it's really important for everyone to understand that this board does this work. And the desire of this county to return to a fully elected board was this oversight. And that is what we are going to do. We maintain a fraud, waste, and abuse count, online system that no board member would ever suggest the public not utilize if they so felt there was something that should be reported. And this board reviews all of those. So the duplication of this office is a duplication of cost to this county. And so I just feel like I can't move forward without saying this and then approve the funds. I need it on the record to understand that there's a law that's telling us we have to spend the funds, that we have to stand up a duplication of efforts in the school system. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions from any other board member? Z. Miller.
Thank you so much. I just want to start by thanking Superintendent House and your entire team, and particularly Chief Howell. Chief Howell, during the past board meeting and during the OBAFA meeting, we talked extensively about the bullying prevention. And I want to say, I just want to thank you for the efforts that you put in. I heard you when you said it takes work. It takes work. Every time we ask for whether it's a change in position or change and we're advocating for something, we recognize it's not just moving a number on a spreadsheet. So I just want to publicly say thank you for really putting in that effort, and for the team and the chiefs really putting that effort to restore that position and to ensure that we have some support for students so that we can continue with ensuring that we take care of their psychological health. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any other questions from any board member? Adam Stafford?
I just wanted to say thank you to Chief Howell and her team for really working to reconcile this budget. As we look across the nation, as my colleague said, there are many school districts that are really suffering right now, and with the use of the Blueprint funding and just your innovation, we've been able to come out in a way that I think still honors our commitments to students and communities. So thank you so much for all of your work to get us here.
Thank you. Dr. Harris?
Thank you. I just wanted to echo the sentiments of our OBAFA board chair, and thank you to Chief Howell, and to ensure my colleagues that at our OBAFA meeting, we also had discussions around the reallocations of FTEs or positions that we're not able to fill throughout the school year. And so we'll circle back around to that at another time to redistribute those funds according to Chief Howell's division. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from any other board members? If not, I have one comment. As you look at the integrity officer, Chief Howell, when you go to the county council, I see this as pass-through. I see this as, and we should demand, Superintendent House, that the dollars to support that office are, they have no negative impact on your budget. The budget here is just a vehicle for them to give money to support that office. And that's how I see it. And what I would suggest is that you, as you do your budget, you will ensure with your questions that this portion is fully funded, period. And that is why I believe, CFO Howell, you made it a separate line so everybody can see it and it doesn't get mixed with the rest of the money that's required for the system. Thank you. With that said, no other comments? We're ready for the vote. Ms. Adeline, would you call the roll, please, to approve the fiscal year 25 budget?
Mrs. Adam Stafford?
Aye.
Ms. Buller-Strother?
Aye.
Mr. Briggs?
Aye.
Dr. Harris?
Aye.
Mr. Jackson?
Aye.
Mrs. Frazier?
Aye.
Dr. J. Miller? Aye. Dr. Z. Miller?
Aye.
Mrs. Rout?
Abstain.
Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Ms. Rivera Forbes?
Aye.
Mrs. Bickensberry?
Aye. With 11 votes in the affirmative, 1 abstention, the motion carries to adopt the budget. Superintendent House, now can we take the remainder of the...
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, items 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, 6.4, 6.5, 6.6, 6.7, and 6.9 require board approval.
Thank you so much. The motion on the floor is to approve under Budget's consent agenda 6.1 through 6.7 and 6.9. It has been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion?
We might want to just read the titles. I know it's a
Oh,
lot.
okay. You read them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're just going to read these for the record. 6.1 is approval of vendors to RFP PUR 011-24 USDA processing cheese and eggs. 6.2 is approval of vendors to RFP PUR 011-24 USDA processing meats, poultry, and fish. 6.3 is approval of Blueprint Schools Program Phase 2 Exclusive Negotiation Agreement Amendment. 6.4 is approval of Memorandum of Understanding for Blueprint Schools Phase 2 Program. 6.5 is RFP 013-24 for interpreting services. 6.6 is fiscal year 2025 facilities usage rates. 6.7 expenditure requirements fiscal year 2025. And 6.9 fiscal year 2025 non-resident tuition rates.
Thank you. Ms. Adeline, please call the roll.
Mrs. Adams Stafford,
Aye.
Ms. Wheeler Strother,
Aye.
Mr. Briggs,
Aye.
Dr. Harris,
Aye.
Mr. Jackson,
Aye.
Mrs. Frazier,
Aye.
Dr. J. Miller, Dr. Z. Miller,
Aye.
Mrs. Rout,
Aye.
Ms. Walker, Ms. Rivera Forbes,
Aye.
Mrs. Pickensberry.
Aye, with 12 votes in the affirmative, the motion is adopted. Unfinished. I should have something. Oh, okay. Unfinished business. Board of Education meeting calendar for school year 2024-2025. We will now consider the unfinished business. Second reader, item 7.1. I gave it to the, the calendar, that's on me, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Superintendent House?
Yep, I'll take it. Thank you, ma'am. Madam Chair, item 7.1 requires board approval, which is the board calendar.
Thank you. The motion before the board is to approve the board calendar for year 2024-2025. It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? And I see two lights. Board Member Harris and Board Member, who's the strongest? Harris.
Colleague, sorry, can you hear me? Colleagues, yep, there it is. Colleagues, I'd like to make a motion for modifications to the Board of Education meeting calendar for school year 2024 to 2025 to include the Climate Change Action Plan Ad Hoc Committee meeting dates. We went through and added the dates. They're on the off Wednesdays where ABAFA does not appear. I've got a list. We work with board staff to create that list. But for the record, I'll read those dates into the record if you'll allow me. All right, so the motion is to include the following dates as the Climate Change Action Plan Ad Hoc Work Group Committee for the 2024-2025 school year. June 26, 2024, August 28th, 2024, October 16th, 2024, December 18th, 2024, February 19th, 2025, April 23rd, 2025, and June 25th, 2025. This aligns with the charter for the Climate Change Action Plan Ad Hoc Committee Work Group, and we will also submit the work plan for the topics we plan to discuss. Thank you.
Thank you. Board Member Adams, who's his brother?
I was going to speak to the same topic. Thank you.
Okay, fine. Board Member Adam Stafford?
Thank you. I just wanted to note that this calendar doesn't include our professional development dates that I guess are to be determined, but I just wanted to note that for the record that this is not like included on our approved calendar, so they will require a board vote by our new board when that does happen. So it's just something that I wanted to make note. And that also the Disability Issues Advisory Board will, once they establish their bylaws, then that will also be added to this as well. So it's just something I wanted to know for the record.
Okay, so that's future. Vice Chair Walker.
Thank you. This calendar also notes, I made a note earlier, but it notes that we meet on October 31st, which is Halloween, a closed meeting at 5 o'clock and an open meeting at 7 o'clock with children. That's going to be a tough one. So I wanted us to reconsider moving that to earlier in the week. That's CUBE Annual Conference. And for a date to be determined. Guess we would have to vote on that.
Yes, we will have to vote on
separate.
amending the calendar first before we can approve the calendar. So we need to vote
Thank you.
as amended with those dates which you have. And your recommendation was the 31st of October?
My recommendation was to move the 31st of October. I did not have a recommendation on when that was because.
So that could be a future?
Yes, thank you. To just move it to align on a future meeting.
Okay.
Likely the week of the 24th. Boundary, oh, yep, exactly. So we can maybe move the boundary meeting from the 24th. If we can move the board meeting up to the 24th and then relocate the boundary hearing meeting, which is currently set for the 24th, virtually.
Cindy, have you
you.
captured those dates that Vice Chair just said? Could you repeat that, please, so that she can capture it?
To shift the Halloween meeting, which is on October 31st, currently to Thursday, December 24th. October, oops, what did I say?
Yeah,
What did I
just say
October,
October.
okay, October. And then the October 24th date, we would shift to another day, maybe the week of the 14th. So the 15th or the 16th, we would have to check with the administration calendar.
Okay, so board members, what we're voting on is to accept the amendments as Dr. Harris described, which
15th.
and then the dates which Vice Chair Walker
15th.
just commented on. Okay? Excuse me, hold on a minute. That's Walker. Okay, Adam Stafford.
Yes, I know that we are voting on the calendar right now, and we're also voting on the format of meetings and when they occur, and I just wanted to introduce a motion that we hold the first full meeting of the month virtually, to accommodate for just some of the challenges that we've had with attendance and to make our meetings more accessible to the public. And so essentially what it would do is on the calendar, the first Thursday of the month that we meet as a full board, it would be a virtual online meeting, not hybrid, it would be virtual.
Okay, Board Member Adam Stafford, I think that's a separate issue, and I think that's a future discussion for the all-elected board. Tonight, we're voting on, and what we're voting on now is to amend the calendar as Dr. Harris described and Vice Chair Walker. That is the motion that's on the floor now. So, I don't see any more questions. Ms. Adeline, please call the roll on the amendment.
Before I call the roll, who second Kenneth's motion?
Second.
Thank you.
Mrs. Adam Stafford?
Aye.
Ms. Booth Estrada?
Aye.
Mr. Briggs?
Aye.
Dr. Harris?
Aye.
Mr. Jackson? Mrs. Frazier?
Aye.
Dr. J. Miller? Dr. Z. Miller?
Aye.
Mrs. Rout?
Aye.
Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Ms. Rivera Forbes?
Aye.
Mrs. Mickensberry?
Aye, 12 votes in the affirmative. The calendar, to amend the calendar is adopted. So that's it for tonight, right?
Yep.
Oh, now we need to adopt the calendar as amended. Okay, so the motion on the floor now is to adopt the calendar as amended for school year 24-25.
Second.
And it's been moved and seconded by the Vice Chair. And I see Adam Stafford.
I just wanted to ask that the format of the meetings be put on a future agenda.
Okay, thank you. Any other discussion? Ms. Adeline, please call the roll on approving the calendar as amended.
Mrs. Adam Stafford?
Aye.
Ms. Booth Estrada?
Aye.
Mr. Briggs?
Aye.
Dr. Harris?
Aye.
Mr. Jackson? Mrs. Frazier?
Aye.
Dr. J. Miller? Dr. Z. Miller?
Aye.
Mrs. Rout?
Aye.
Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Ms. Rivera Forbes?
Aye.
Mrs. Mickensberry?
Aye, with 12 votes in the affirmative, the motion carries. And please take for a follow-up item the question for Board Member Adam Stafford. Thank you. Okay, new business. First reader. The floor is to Board Member Briggs, Policy and Governance Chair, to introduce the new business first reader agenda items 8.1 through 8.9.
Thanks so much, Chair Mickens-Murray. The Policy and Governance Committee met virtually, discussed the public comments on the following board policies and bylaws, and voted unanimously to forward them to the full board. Item 8.1, Bylaws and Rules of Procedure. This document is for the conduct of business and meetings of the board. Item 8.2, New Policy, Service Animals in Schools. This policy aims to provide guidelines permitting the use of service animals by individuals with disabilities on PGCPS property and at school-related and school-sponsored activities. Item 8.3, new policy, student information and records. This policy aims to provide guidelines that ensure compliance with the federal and state laws for collecting, maintaining, and releasing information about students that is contained in education records. Item 8.4, revised policy 0101, education equity. This policy aims to establish standards of behavior that affirm the rights of all students to have equitable access to a quality education that empowers them to receive a student-centered education and promotes college and career readiness. Item 8.5, revised policy 0119, theory of action. This policy aims to provide a framework that outlines what steps PGCPS must take to meet the desired outcome of achieving equity and excellence in education. Item 8.6, revised policy 6161, core curriculum resources. This policy aims to articulate the board's expectations for establishing a structure for the identification of appropriate textbooks and instructional materials and the accountability for these materials. Item 8.7, rescinded policy 4111, employment recruitment. This policy was developed to promote the best employment practices for employment opportunities in Prince George's County Public Schools. Item 8.8, rescinded policy 6180.1, evaluation and selection of classroom instructional materials. This policy was developed to properly select classroom instructional materials that implement and support the instructional programs of the Prince George's County Public Schools. And item 8.9, rescinded policy 8371, appointments. This policy was developed to provide guidelines for appointments. The committee recommends advancing the policies and bylaws as first reader. On behalf of the Policy and Governance Committee, I move that the policies be approved as first reader.
The motion is to approve the policies 8.1 through 8.9 under new business as first readers.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Adam Stafford?
Hi. My only question is under the core curriculum resources, under the standards. I'm wondering, since our school district has done a lot of work around developing culturally responsive materials in-house, something that I think is really dynamic that we already do, is there a way that that language can be added into the standards for the selection of materials, like, requiring that the materials meet some of the satisfactory markers of high quality instructional materials, but then also cultural responsiveness? I don't know if that can be added in here.
I think you're directing that at me.
Well.
Okay. Well, I'm going to answer. I'm just going to say that certainly we can add in, we can revise and amend the policy to include pieces that are in line with the law. So as long as we're not suggesting anything that's going against what Maryland state law requires for the standards for instructional practices, then I think it shouldn't be an issue.
Yes, that is aligned with the blueprint standard for curriculum materials, that they are designated as high quality, and then also cultural responsiveness. Even if it isn't, I think that we should lead the way in basically, requiring that that is a component that we are evaluating for, because it's something that we are doing across our district.
I think it's a great suggestion. If you just want to send it right up, we can do that as a second reader thing.
Board Member Boozer Strother.
Yeah, thank you. I want to speak to 8.4, educational equity. And I know sometimes it's difficult to track these documents, the formatting here, so I'll follow up as well. But I'm concerned about at least what's being presented here, that it looks like we're pulling back from adverse childhood experiences definition. A lot is deleted out. I just want to make sure that that's still the driving, ACEs is still the driving.
Yeah, ACEs are still,
Okay.
they're foundational.
Yeah, I'll need to follow up with you. It's just difficult to read this documents, and so much about the community identifiers is also deleted out, so.
Let's have a conversation.
Yeah, thank you. That's just for clarity.
Thank you, Board Member Harris.
Yeah, quickly, I want to thank the committee for their work, specifically speaking to items 8.4, educational equity, and item 8.7, employment recruitment, specifically to section 8.5 around holistic academic well-being, and then 8.7 just trying to tighten up the language specifically around their recruitment efforts that we've been discussing for the past month. So thank you to you and your committee.
Seeing no more questions, The motion on the floor is to approve 8.1 through 8.9 under new business as first reader. Ms. Adeline, please call the roll.
Mrs. Adams Stafford?
Aye.
Ms. Buller Strother?
Aye.
Mr. Briggs?
Aye.
Dr. Harris?
Aye.
Mr. Jackson? Mrs. Frazier?
Aye.
Dr. J. Miller? Dr. Z. Miller?
Aye.
Mrs. Rao?
Aye.
Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Ms. Rivera Forbes?
Aye.
Mrs. McIntyre?
With 12 votes in the affirmative, the motion is adopted. Next, non-consent agenda, there are none. Follow-up items from June 27th, 2024 Prince George's County Board of Education meeting will be posted on board docs upon receipt. The board would like to inform the public of the following upcoming meetings. The oath of office ceremony for the school year 24-25 student member of the board, June 28th, that's tomorrow, 2024 at noon, if folks want to join us. The Prince George's County Board of Education retreat, June 29th, 2024 at 1 p.m. Virtual special board meeting, July 1, 2024 at 5:30 p.m. Please be advised that the board members' 6-week break begins after your meeting. You want to say July 2nd? You have a meeting scheduled on July 1st. Okay, so we'll say July 1st, but they have a meeting on July 1st. The break will be for 6 weeks. Continue to check the board webpage for updates and more information about the next board meetings and other board meetings. Before I adjourn, note the time is 9:36. 9:36 with all that we did tonight. Thank everybody. Thank you so much. There being no further business before the board at this time, 9:36, the June 27, 2024 Board of Education meeting is adjourned. And goodbye, everybody.